After my initial lecture on strategic management and some concept about it, today I will talk about another subject which related to what we really involved into it on a day-to-day affair. That is like the curriculum what you have. Sometime back this word was not even heard. Syllabus was there. That was the main word which was used and it is. So in the session earlier, we had seen about the various strategies based on the mission and what is the final objective what we must be doing in an organization. One has to crystallize the pattern, follow, continue for a long term for a good cause, unless and otherwise there is some issue which are in between making us to change or get adopted to the new system. I can assure you, teaching is not an easy job today. Can you mute it? Thank you. Today, teaching has become, I wouldn't say Herculean, it's a different task by itself. Before you say something, the student will raise his hand. Either he had seen something on the mobile, or he had seen something on the YouTube, or somebody has sent him some messages, or something is available. Gone are those days when we had to go to library and check. Today, everything's there online for him. Not only that, if we had seen our college books, like I have done my degree way back in 1980s, beginning of 80s rather. We have some books, somebody has written, somebody has underlined, some slips in between, all this we had. Today, none of them are seen anywhere. Pattern has changed. The syllabus is very clear. This college A, B, C, D, it is very clearly laid out. NEP had come, NEP has got a task of your practical knowledge, developing your skill vis-a-vis your professionalism. Not only that, today the job has come so less. Everybody wanted a government job, it is not there. There were in 70s and 80s, when the BSNL exchange, all these things had come up those days, telephone department, anybody who did well in 10th and 12th standard, they get a job, they go, sit there, complete their life all through. People who have done their graduation or engineering, get into a PSU, finish all through their life, they can continue there, sitting in the chains there, automatic promotions, career progressions are there or not, either PSU or any of these or government sectors, finish. Whether they upgrade their knowledge, they don't need to do it, none of them were part of it. But today, you know what is the state of BSNL, you know what is the state of so many PSUs, and you have seen what is the thing of quite a bit of people sitting in government sectors or even a lot of government colleges, I should say, who are retired, gone, spent their time. Quite a bit of them have done. Quite a bit of them have done a constructive work, and lot of people have also wailed away time and gone. So, today, if you have to survive in an atmosphere of AI and also with a practical approach, change of subjects, and so much of new innovations and creativity coming into it, lot of work within the class, quite a bit of work outside the class, group activity, leadership skill, modernization of various other aspects. So the person, it has changed a lot to see how to survive. Not only this, quite a bit of people go abroad, they have a different vision of their studies, and we started borrowing quite a bit of those concepts to say, yes, practicality is more important, and there are subjects which cannot be forced on a student. So we have made a hybrid of various subjects in a course curriculum, and also the syllabus, which we call it as curriculum, no more syllabus, we call it as. It is like that. We change it to the requirement of today, and that also comes with a platform where you have to compete with the other people who are into the field to sustain and ensure you are there to see that you sustain into the system. Before NEP came, we had a preset syllabus available. Yes, this is what A, B, C, D, E for first semester, second semester, third semester. These are the chapters covered. This is what it is. And quite a bit of may agree, we never talked something like a curriculum. That parlance itself was not heard for quite some time. We only say, yes, this is the syllabus, we call it. What is the syllabus? In quotes, these are the chapters involved. This is what is there in
ಸಿಗತ್ತೆ ನನಗೆ ಗಾಡಿ ವೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ನನಗಷ್ಟು ಕೈಯಷ್ಟು ಪೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ.
Can you mute it?
2 ರಿಂದ 3 ತಿಂಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಕುಡಿದು.
So the topic itself is today is volatile and it is upgraded and updated day in and day out of what you are supposed to be teaching. Over and above, there is an off-campus exposure. There is an intern, irrespective of whether you are in science background or you are in arts background or you are in engineering background. There is something taught other than what you are supposed to be learning per se in that subject. This is one aspect. The second aspect is, he asks, am I supposed to read this particular chapter? Is it of any worth for me? Whereas it was something different some time back. One should have a knowledge bank, and he say knowledge is power. We wanted to learn. If it is economics, somebody say, yes, go and read ML Seth, microeconomics, because they will say it is this big a volume. Today, the chap wants his ABC to be filled up with a small volume, and he wants to spend more time on this because he wants to pass that particular exam only with this particular thing, because he finds there is not much of utility in that subject. One. And second one is also, it comes, what is the importance of that particular subject? One. And number two, what it gives you to him after 3 years when he joins somewhere or when he is going to continue. But for few people who are keen to pursue their studies, graduation, post-graduation, maybe a research work or maybe something beyond, or he is trying to open his own industry where he can do something about it, which tentatively the number of people who are joining such thing is relatively very, very low. In such cases, so the conventional system of education had a pre-designed syllabus. It had few chapters on the subject, and every graduate or degree had its own preset program. And each year he is supposed to read this, come and go. Turnaround has taken place with NEP or whatever others idea coming into it, or the adaptability or employability of student which is coming into that, and aligning with the job market what is supposed to be. So today's education is based on adaptability and employability. And also, the subject learning is based on what an individual wants to do or doesn't want to do. So as I said sometime, the out of syllabus, what we used to talk about, which was not accepted earlier, it has come with a refined term today, out of the box thinking. Concept is same. Where it was not accepted earlier, it has become as part of the system, and it say it is our new curriculum. That means what originally is not designed for, what originally is not the basic for, has become part of our education, and that has become the setup of curriculum. Before I take this class, I initially wanted to see the difference and interaction between career and curriculum. And I also had gone through some materials from what is there in Harvard and few universities, some of them, why there is a change into it. And is everybody who wants to study looking for a job, is fit for it, one, is going to get the job, or if he doesn't get, what to do. And not but not the least, I also thought what our own teaching people think about the change. Is it adaptable for them? Is it acceptable for them? As a teacher, you are basically an academician. You are not the one who is trying to change the people mind to say, yes, I am there to see. But most of them are made to do these days. Yes, you have to teach them simultaneously. You have to see how you will mold them into interview, trying to make them all right and push it into the market, give them intern, everything, all these things are there. So when we talk about career and curriculum, we should know curriculum supports exactly what one is ready for today's market of employability. So his knowledge should be there exactly in that. I have read a latest article as latest as 25th of October 2024 from Harvard. The article says students should be prepared for innovative methods of knowledge and acquirement. It is not a requirement. He is supposed to acquire new knowledge, which is not part of it. And that is what the first aim expected, the first thing expected out of every student today. Earlier days, book is there, either ratto or put your brain, write something, some descriptive question, some multiple choice question, something here and there, he passes out and come. Today, everybody is into the concept of 99 point out of 100 or 100 out of 100 if possible. If it is something beyond that, like they used to say Ramanuja had 120 in maths out of 100 because he never left any choice, he wrote everything and came. That option is there where you are going to stand as a teacher in setting the curriculum for you. So that is the reason I wanted to bring this particular curriculum and strategy, how you mold yourself into that. So that end of the day, when you go back after teaching or when the session of one semester is over, sit with the students and think. You should not feel that I am not required in this organization or my existence is not justified. So each student is expected to prioritize their long-term investment. So the education has become from study and knowledge bank, it has become a long-term investment. This is what the Harvard study says. With academic skills and career for their studies, and it should have a building skills for their career. This is the second aspect which it talks about the curriculum. Unfortunately, when they have made the study, they found only 24 states in US had all the facilities what they are talking about. More than 35 states in US, they are prepared, but they have not been part of the whole system. If advanced country we talk about, they molded their system, everything, this is what it is. What is the opportunity available? So first thing, we have to change our mind to see when we interact with the student with a particular subject or a chapter to see what is the outcome for it, how he is going to receive it, how he is going to perceive what we are going to do with it. One more thing we should see. In this study, it also shows there is a lot of investment which goes on from the government side to make sure not the present student who are studying, even those people who are employed, who are relatively elder, they are being brought into the system and enough of grant is given by government to recoup themselves with the latest innovative and creative knowledge, and they create tools to make sure they also upgrade themselves. So the perception is not to see, yes, how you change the curriculum. Perception is to see the whole society with the knowledge to upgrade and power up themselves to such an extent, you also will be able to compete into the market of job or You also will be there along with them to face whatever is supposed to be today, whether you are an entrepreneur or you are in the employer or you are there to see what others can execute, or you want only the knowledge back for you. What happens with this? The benchmark, what they make, you should feel you are comfortable, confident of handling, and every student should feel he gets his academic success for which he has come for that particular course. And it is not the tailor-made tutorial what is given to him. Beyond that, he acquires something. That is why that word says it is not requirement, it is acquirement. If he acquires something more than what is scheduled for him, takes it and goes. Incidentally, today's education does not stop with mere education qualification. You can do graduation, PhD, everything. There is something beyond that. It's still that he keeps doing some course here and there. End of the day, what is the applicability? That's a relative issue. One may do lot of technical reading. One may do lot of career reading. But what today is the career and curriculum is a merging of technology with the basics. And there's a big hook on top of it, the applicability of that into his job opportunity. Also, quite a bit of them start working when he is studying also because they want to make some money. The education is no more cheaper these days. So what you need to do is primarily, you have to bridge the gap between the curriculum and the career, which is a very, very difficult task. You may be having some preset syllabi given to you, but yes, how to brush it up, how to mold it, how to change it, how to give the thing. The ration is given to you, how to convert it into a food which is edible and tastier is your option given to you. Not only fixing the gap which you are supposed to do, it also makes you to realize as a professor, you should have a personal individual touch so that it gives an overall growth of the person, not the assignment what he writes and give it to you, not the exam what he writes and gives. There is an overall growth which is expected out of the person, any student who comes to you. I will go how to identify each different enterprise. So the new strategy for the learning is, it should make the learning relevant. It should have relevancy of information for the concerns, which is more important than the subject by itself. And it should have up-to-date and updated inputs. Also, one should have a practical opportunity to get himself or herself exposed over and above what he studies in the class. And simultaneously, the learning has to be made perfect, not that he just graces around and go, with a good knowledge and expected understanding. Third comes, it should have a regular interaction, discussion. Incidentally, today's knowledge is not one-to-one with the books. He works on a network where the knowledge is exchanged, where the various experiences are exchanged, and they get overall growth onto particular subject. Fourth one, it is not even the particular subject. It is beyond the subject, beyond the normal resources, what he can get it at. That also, one should try to master a skill which everybody cannot have, so that he will have a different identity of yourself. The last point is more important for every teacher. You don't stand there to say what is already there. You should have a personal identification of the student one-to-one with you. And simultaneously, you should identify you as a different person compared to others. You should pinpoint each one with a particular strategy. Yes, this is how I should handle this subject. This is how I should handle this particular student. This is how I should handle this particular group. And simultaneously, I should have a niche of my own. I am not in a common platform. I have to be different. I had to identify myself. Today is the stake of identity in a group of people. Today is the sake of identity in a group of platform of various subjects. And incidentally, it is not I will do. It is I should have done. This is where it starts. And today, not for always. It still changes. The knowledge bank has to revolve. I'll come to the third part of it when I do this. I'll tell you where it is. So it talks about up-to-date, updated inputs you are supposed to have. You can't lay back and sit, yes, I have done my work, and no. It has to move beyond. So see where the curriculum has moved to career and what it comes back to you. It tells you, gentlemen, I expect more from you. And what is more? We don't know. It is a competitive affair. Somebody has got more. You have to go one step ahead. Somebody got. So, especially this knowledge of yours, what you are imparting is not permanent. It changes. It is going to change. And maybe you have to switch over into different job by itself, or you may think of trying something new because you also start gaining more knowledge. You feel you can be a better professional in a study which you have done, in a study other than what you have done. So gone are those days when people with the highest score used to take medicine, people go for engineering, people go for this. Today, people say, yes, I would like to do arts. Why? I have my own time to do. And I love my own personal time when I do this. I will earn more. Or I can do this. So, who is coming to you is not known. The type of student, if you say, yes, engineering graduates are at this level, arts graduates are this level, science graduates are so, the input of student which comes to you with a different curriculum is also different. So strategically, you have to think how I handle different type of people with different perception, different level of knowledge, and different level of understanding the subject. Why the curriculum has become so important in the planning? Students come with a different preparation for a lifetime career. They don't come for completing the graduation. Very few, they say we want to finish and go. They come with different perception as to what they want to be, what they would like to be. They want to not study. They want to explore the subject. They want to learn, and simultaneously they want to identify themselves something different in that particular subject so that they know how to market themselves with what they have learned. If I can say, it is not a study. Today is every lesson is a project-based study. It is not an assignment. Today it is something he comes to you with a full of knowledge. Yes, this is what it is. It is not that particular paper where you used to read earlier. In the overall merit of the student is assessed today not by his subject, what he has written in the exam and assignment. It is mainly his non-academic affairs which has brought a social identity for him, a set of sustainability, and also curriculum, co-curriculum, and non-curriculum activities. So today's curriculum comes not with the subject. It is something beyond which every one of you should be prepared either to take, because you do have to take such commitments which is not your subject. At the same time, you do have to be with the student when he or she executes such commitments, and you have to make sure they run through the process, and end of the day they come. I can tell you at the end why academicians are different with the people who make the curriculum planning. What's the curriculum? Same like what Harvard Business School says. What career focused curriculum it looks like. It tells you exactly. It is question over another question.
ಸರ್ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ 800 ಇರೋರು ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ 70 ಜನ ಅವ್ರೆ 60 ಜನ 60
Please note it. So the answer to the question comes with another question. The answer says like this. For the first question, one start study. What job this degree is going to get me? This is what the curriculum. First question for the answer is what job this curriculum is going to, this degree is going to give me. So as a teacher, you have to set the need for him when he has to study, how it is going to be beneficial for a job market. And this question again, answer again keeps revolving time and again, because new subjects come, new ideas come, because today we are not talking about subject, we are talking about innovations, creativity, and new information available to us. That is what is expected out of you to assimilate. And also the second thing comes, what is the career expansion for him, which this particular subject will give him. So the service department says he should be prepared for an interview, job interns, and ultimately should be able to find a job. So as a teacher, you are not molding him for his knowledge, you are molding him for making him sit in a chair where he should be able to be put in a chair for getting his job. This is the upgradation from syllabus to curriculum. All the added to that, this is what it has come today. Some of the students are very clear about their goals. I want to do this period, I will do this, beyond that I will study, or I will start my entrepreneurship, I will do this. But such percentage is very, very less today. We do our management by objective. I do this for this. You tell something for a child to do today. Okay, if I do it, what will you give me? That is what they look for. Same is the case when they come to study, they are asking you, if you give it to me, yes, what will you give me? So it is straight for that. It is both the hands. One is available here. What will I take it back? In this opportunity, students, when they are clear, and also education is not cheaper anymore, nor they have so much of time to spend. So simultaneously, there is also the gap between the demands and the scope of each career and the longevity of that particular career, and what are the programs being offered in that particular career, and how much time it is going to take, how much money it is going to generate, and end of the day, you have to weigh all the constraints in the job. When I talked about strategy, we talked about constraints only to the particular element, get out of the constraint, move forward, or somebody makes a platform for you to get rid of all the problem, making you to walk. But today you are pushed into a problem with somebody is coming with AA, somebody is coming with extracurricular activities. So how do you plan your own subject to push through into a student willingly or unwillingly? But end of the day, you have to carry your peace and you have to carry your identity to finish. So what is required today? End of the day, it says a teacher. This is what the study says. You are supposed to be a blend of all curriculum, what is expected out of you, with a career or job expectation. And the basis of the study remains It should have the best of all the options. See, we started with one question somewhere. That question is leading to so many loops. And end of the day, we don't know what I started with, where I ended. And this is exactly the same scenario when we start taking the classes to the student. Now, when we talk about blend, what that blend is meant for? There need to be an integration of career services. It is not career, it is career services which become part of it with higher education, environment, and also career and a very conscious study. The study says it should be very conscious effort is to be made and it should be linked to the student's experience. They are not having any experience. There are universities which are spending time and money for them before they enter the graduation, giving them the exposure, what they should be there in the class. That is also done by few states in US. So there is a need for them to solve the problem, innovate, reposition themselves before they come to the college and change the existing system of what is already there. So a boy who comes to you for studies, he is not coming to study. He is coming with knowledge. He is coming with experience. He is coming with something beyond what you are thinking is supposed to be the curriculum and syllabus. And you are supposed to handle a person of that nature under the curriculum which is laid out and given to you. This also comes with something beyond that to say the 17th UN Sustainable Goal, what you are talking about, Sustainable Goal for Education says, it is through these goals that we tie our investment. Career study is no more a normal education. It is an investment in students. And that is what for university study has been done on. So what is given to the knowledge to the student is no more a knowledge. It is an investment. So what students are supposed to do? They are supposed to strive for academical, social and professional excellence. So it is not academics no more what you are supposed to get into the curriculum. You are expected that you should bring them out of all the three. And as I said, this task is not for tomorrow, it is for today. And ultimately, learning is not one-to-one. Learning is in a network, a group of classmates, not within the class, also outside the class. That is what has become. What is expected out of you is making the student ready, first the matter. You are supposed to make them ready to find the challenges because they should be uncomfortably comfortable. That means you are preparing a student to face the problem before he starts seeing what is there in front of him. So that whatever comes to him, he takes it and enjoys and start moving forward. And if this is an affair in today, we are talking about job market, you can well imagine how you have to position yourself with the students on his subject. You have to make the student accustomed to all this environment so that by the time he goes for the interview process, he is very happy to take and enjoy whatever he gets than what he achieved. Once he sits on the platform, he starts demanding what he wanted to be. Third comes, everybody does not get a job. So when you are talking about the challenges for a student, talking about the constraint of the job, you are also supposed to make them fit for an entrepreneurial career so that he doesn't depend on working on a governmental sector or working under somebody else. He feels, yes, I should be confident of starting myself on my own something. So that should be the confidence. So the curriculum from subject, from syllabus, where we have reached today. So this is what is expected out of you. The fourth one is training a new type of employer. When this fellow wants to become an employer, he is not like that old business boss who says this should be done, this is the way, he is rigid, all this. No. He is very flexible. He wears a t-shirt, no more coat and shirt and tie. He is very happy to do his jeans pants, sit anywhere, do the work. He is the boss, he is subordinate, he is all in all. He becomes a boss, he makes money, he starts his startup. And after that, he says this, I am rich, let anybody come to me. Now comes the next factor. When somebody comes to him for interview, what he expects? He doesn't want only his professionalism. He wants technical skills, soft skills, and also to work at any level if desired. So see the drifting from one to one, where all we had gone. We started with something and end of the day we are gone. And the employer these days looks for skill outside the purview of your domain. So end of the day, it is something beyond the curriculum, syllabus, what it is. So why purposely I am doing it? If you have to do a justice, if you feel that you have to be something more, start thinking beyond. When I said about strategy, somebody must be thinking why I made so much of model. It is required how I want to attract the student. I'll come again how you take the students into your own hand. I'll come to that later. So you need to push the students from their comfort zone, setting themselves very comfortably in a better status in this classroom. And you have to twist the traditional way of teaching, counseling, and concentrate to be more on new tools for running business themselves if need be, and also, if at all required, a corporate world, not a sector which originally was intended. What is expected in simple line? Exposure, experience, employment. And all the three has to be done under your supervision. How do you do all these things? You have to trigger something, dig the mud, then you know what is there inside. So, in the present age of AI, what you are talking about, students need to be built on their own self with their self-intelligence. Everybody is creative. He has got something. You are supposed to trigger it and take it out. And especially when AI is advancing in such an overwhelming pace and lot of uncertainty on what you are doing today. For every employer looks for a self-awareness. First, you go for an interview. First, he will say, explain yourself. What is your strength? What you are? This is the question which they ask. So one should be self-aware, and not only that, he should be flexible, resilient, and have an agility to take any skills if he is recruited. Every student is expected to improve, and also not only that, he is supposed to have a catering for a higher curriculum if need be in the same organization. And incidentally, even the IAM, they don't take freshers from engineering and anywhere. They look for somebody who has been there in the industry for 2 years, 3 years. They take only such people. So, knowledge and experience and also a practical work somewhere is mandatory, even if you want to pursue your further study today. So, one has to do a capacity building of his own, understand the change, and he should understand the complexity of the skill, what is in anything, and also develop his own skills and make his identity separate. He should try to exercise the student to know more about self-values. AI has brought more of a crisis than a solutions. It brings solution in its own way, but it has brought a crisis for our own knowledge. When I want to say something, lot of jobs are gone. Lot of programmers who are there doing, they are not required because Google says 25% of the people, I don't need them. I've sent them because system is ready to do already. That's the end of it. So in such cases, the one who is not used to technology, upgradation, has a fear and a threat. So it has come to a stage, your own existence is in peril. And also, one thing you should understand, don't think too much about AI. If you think too much, you are not going to learn anything much. At times, it's equally unproductive. We all have the better versions of it, like exactly mobile. Giving a mobile to a child, it is good. At the same time, it has also has bad impacts. Similar, so as a teacher, you should rethink your approach on teaching the interns and the skills, what is expected out of you, and how it will make an attitudinal change in their courage and adaptability to the new system. How will you change a new setup in a classroom? First thing is, you have to change your approach to the teaching. In terms of skill, you should cultivate a courageous environment where the student should say, I should not fail. That concept has to be imbibed in him in whatever he learns. And also, very essential to uphold them with certain ethics, along with their self-esteem. For them, you should know the student, what they are before that, and how they will overcome the failures in case of failures in his career at a future time. They should be exposed to business ideas, and there should be enough of brainstorming done to say how each subject is relevant if he goes off the cuff from the normal environment, what he was to do, and how he can converse himself. What is the best way to do? Allow them to do in their own approach. Tell them to exactly see what is the result which is coming from AI, which normally most of the business schools they do. They tell you to do, you find a solution, then they say, yes, this is how the model has been built up by this business school. Try these two, try exploring more. End of the day, you will find we are much better than AI, because some of them will be more brilliant and find more logic in their solutions. The third thing comes understanding machine and human logic. AI capabilities are preset. It is written in somebody's program, it is there, it comes out of it. But our minds are not pre-programmed. It can change anywhere. Same problem, if we give it to 20 students, each one will find a different logic, different solution. End of the day, if we collate it, you will find some which are not in the AI, you will find a solution there. So innovation and creativeness, in spite of solution being there, is available. Who will trigger it? It is the teacher who has to have an approach to make sure such minds are triggered. Then comes the preservation of the human skill. You should make an emphasis and make them understand what human beings can do, machine can never do. That has to come only with the knowledge bank and skill to make sure they have a good knowledge on the profession wherever they want to do. But there are something which AI cannot do. It cannot negotiate. Over the table, across the table, we sit, we negotiate, we try to come to a solution. It's not there with the AI. When we try to interact with each other, we can do debate. We can understand. We can see each other's mind. We can see eye to eye, see the emotions, see the reactions, and try to find a different solution at different situations. This is not possible in AI. It's like what WhatsApp and other message, Facebook gives a message, they can give. But they can't find a solution the way we find for our own self. So with this, what is to be done in such a situation? By yes, I think I'm running short of time. I'll try to close it to the earliest. What is to be done at such time? You have to find the influence of AI only when it is direly needed, and make sure the student identifies himself with his own knowledge back. And side by side, he takes the help of AI to do whatever he can do. This will help in their professional caliber, and it will have an understanding of profession thoroughly. And as I said, the curriculum is no more on a given syllabus. Today, the situation is such that every work skill can be automated, and skilled professionals are may or may not be required in the long run. But as long as you have your identity, like I had done SAP some 25 years back, if you have a functional knowledge, you will thrive and get through wherever it is possible, because system works only on preset programs. Our mind is not preset. It's like a parachute. The mind is open. Exactly when the parachute is open, it can do its act. So mind is like a parachute. So keep it open. Make sure it gets into. Your identity of your soft skill has to be proved along with your professional knowledge. If we succeed in the world of AI with your identity, your student will also succeed, modernize himself, and will have a better understanding of the subject what you teach them. What is required is a realignment of your curriculum with the career along with your knowledge what you have. So what to do? Student comes from different background. So we have a faculty almost of similar background, but students are different background. So you should know first their knowledge level, their skill, and their background. Also, when some of them doesn't know anything, some of them are well versed, it gives an opportunity for you to start with the scratch. One, it gives equal importance for the person who is not aware of anything. It also gives an opportunity for the person who says I am aware to reorient and relearn what he is supposed to be. That gives a new knowledge for him in a different way. Third one is when students start contributing to the learning in a unique way, he enhances the concern. As I said, when there are 20 people, there are different ideas come. So the ideal way, the teacher also gains more knowledge by being with them and also trying to learn more. How do you prepare yourself for a new student? You said different skill level, different background. Easiest way. Today, everybody is working on net, everybody is on WhatsApp. Best way, when you know these are the students, send a communication to them on a particular subject. Yes, this is what it is. Identify yourself. Give a welcome note to see his background, what is the level, whether he has got a foundation knowledge, or he has got a basic, or he has got introductory knowledge, or he doesn't know anything. So you can be well prepared as to how you can communicate yourself with them. The second thing comes, you can conduct a small survey. Everything is available in Google form. In 10 minutes, you can prepare it, and in 1 hour, you will get a reply back. So you make students being aware of their own creativeness, and also what is their objective for coming to this particular forum for learning. You can also uncover the gap of the self-assessment, because by the time you get enough of input to know what they are and what all they are, each student will be able to find himself in a good platform. When you put a small indicators like every question, don't expect him to write something more. You ask, you give some leading questions to say whether he does it frequently, he does occasionally, he is regular, he is not regular. You will know the behavior of each student because of such questions. And also, end of the day, it will be an indicator for you to know where you are in the platform of teaching. It will be a pulse of students, and also pulse for you to know where you stand among the students. This will avoid a boring and avoidable subject which you are teaching to the students. Here comes the main thing for a teacher today. Lifelong learning is the 3L is supposed to be the golden mantra for a teacher today. It's essential because conventional and traditional career learning has given way to a fluid setup today of professionalism in their career path. So, it's mandatory for you to develop your knowledge every day, day in and day out, and come with a new package for the student as and when you enter. Acquiring new knowledge, skill will thrive you upon the competencies what you have, and also the formal education of yours will go up. Simultaneously, with your additional knowledge, you will be able to impart more and different with a different identity to your own students. What's required is not a rigid mind. The agility to adopt the new system and new standards and the rapid change, it will give you a longer vision of your profession. You, by upgrading your knowledge and continuous learning, will set up a new skill set for your own self, and that will be an opportunity for you to show your identity. What is that to balance the curriculum and career? When we talk about curriculum, it is mainly focused on career. One is desiring and one is trying to achieve what it is with whatever the skill set he has got. So, making certain well thought decisions regarding the career and to increase the chances of success, you are supposed to enhance whatever the capability is in a student in his own way by understanding himself individually. Per se, the curriculum helps in enhancing and reaching some level, but the completion can take place only when you know very well they want it to be full-time, they want it part-time, they don't want to do it, or based on that, your effort can be put onto that to what extent that student wants get you involved and you want to involve yourself into the student. It may be profession, it may become an occupation, it may be just pastime for him, but for you, it is a profession. So the essential part in this is one should be willing to learn, willing to change, willing to adopt, and the acquirements what is supposed to be. Normally, the career includes various paths and various position, advancement, whatever it is. But it is not the same what we thought of, what we go and sit in the place, pick up a job and say, there's so much of change in it. But end of the day, the one who completes the curriculum doesn't mean he is the one who succeeds. It never happens. There are a lot of people who did not do well in their studies. They have done exceedingly well. There are people who are very good in studies, may not do. So end of the day, career path can be of different type. Normally, at times, it involves with unrelated job, quite a bit of them. You have no alternative. You pick up a job in a particular, say, I'll tell you very simply, a manager is there in a restaurant. When he knows when the waiter is not there, he is supposed to move off from there, start doing the job of a waiter, because that is what is expected out of you. In your own college, when somebody is not there, some professor is not there, they expect you to shoulder certain responsibilities, all something out of your own faculty work, it is there. So this is the new expectation of your balanced career. Also, different type of occupation need different type of skill sets. So you should be able to switch over from one to another, and subsequently on your advancement, you may not be doing the job what you are joined there for. A manager who has joined in a production side after working for 5 years, suddenly the organization feels yes, he can be a general manager who will be handling admin, who will be handling maintenance, who will be handling production. So he is expected to perform all this. One is out of sheer experience, but simultaneously he is also expected to recoup himself with the knowledge which is expected for a particular platform. So the responsibility comes that you should be able to mold yourself also in the similar organization, and you will be reflecting such ideas into the minds of the student. So, curriculum per se prepares a person. It should be available, not alone, in a network system, and should be there for a knowledge enhancement. And such thing should be for a lifelong learning. And every plan, make sure it is going to be flexible, and one should be ready to shift laterally, vertically, and also the way it is designed for. So today's essence of curriculum ultimately comes not with the books. It comes with the career development learning, which I'll be just talking about. So you keep developing yourself over a period of time, and not with the vision what you had gone to pick up a job as a teacher. So the CDL is a new concept. I will just brush it for about 5 minutes. After that, I'll close it across. It is for a development of a student and his employability in the long run, which enables him to reflect the plan what he has got and how he can engage himself in various activities to achieve the goal. In various universities, they plan such curriculum mainly to concentrate on the deployment of such people and give different roles to them to make sure they succeed in such actions. The process is mainly managing life, learning, work, leisure, transition across, and a lifespan in order to move towards a personally determined future. Read it. He is not picking up a job. He has a knowledge, he has time for himself, he is moving himself upward, but at the same time, he goes for a long term. This is what is the cause of the CDL. What it does, it has different attitudes. When you are talking about career development, we as an academician, we have few ideas where we are supposed to shift our own ideas to become an actor in a good curriculum. First is, we feel we are mainly academicians and we are not career developers, career designers. That mindset has to move. You are part of the system to groom a student who is given to you, who has not come just to study there. Where CDS is not followed or understood by most of the institution, we have to make an effort to see it is not here for particular education, we are here for something more. And also, most of the academicians are not equipped with all the things what we talk about outside the classroom. But there is an effort to be made to make sure either it is available or whatever is available, it is fully exploited or explored. And one more thing, what happens with most of the academician is we are more focused on education or higher education of the student. If we find a boy very good, we make one-to-one relation with him to make sure he comes up well to do something further studies. We don't know what exactly it is that boy is meant for. But yes, one way it is good, you can remold. But simultaneously, we also should expose such students to activities which otherwise he is not meant for. What we do normally, we see, I have taught my chap, my job is over. That's not the way it is anymore. You have to do something called a hand holding with the boy till the time he reaches the level, so that he comes back as an alumni and starts creating a new relation with your own students to develop themselves. That is what is expected out of the academician today. One more thing which we say, indirectly or directly, you have to become a mentor for the student. So we made an effort to understand his skill level. We made an effort, what is his interest? We made an effort, what all he can do. We made an effort, what he has got something more than others, what others don't have. So with all this thing, why don't you groom himself as a particular person and making a better professional, and you become a professional academician. Today's professional academician is something beyond the book and beyond the target what you are given for. Lastly, the curriculum collectors, you should be able to link the theory with the practical approach and should be part of academics for the best part of it. You should be able to connect with every type of students, understanding himself one-to-one, and overall they should enjoy their knowledge bank receipt, and hopefully every student should be able to do well. This is what is expected out of your so-called curriculum today. Professionally, one may practice whatever it is. End of the day, if you make one-to-one emotional relation into your subject, I don't think anybody can stop you from achieving what you want. Yes, you have to upgrade yourself. I didn't want to take something separately about AI, which is I don't have time, I would have done it, plus advantage, and that's what is. So, with all these concepts in place, I would like to sum up with something. Today's pattern of education has changed. The mere classroom concept has changed. The learning has become something beyond the classroom. And as a teacher, you are supposed to facilitate, negotiate, align, adopt, and find a new path for each student, and find a way as it has to be. And end of the day, concept of change has become word for the day. It's not a thought. It is to be executed. So the more you concentrate on the career development, equally the knowledge is likely to go down. Because if you think the employability, the learning you will also will equally come down because the mind will be shifting. So you have to make a work-life balance exactly like that. You are supposed to balance yourself along with the so-called AI which comes in between. A sound knowledge, experience will not allow AI to penetrate into you and make sure that succeed. In today's curriculum, whether there is a change or there is no change, there is a change of students which will keep happening for you every year. The trends are such, the bases are remaining, but along with the base, there is a lot of other changes which take place. You have to work out your mind to make sure you activate, innovate, create, recreate the new theories of education system. I try to open the minds of you people in the last 1 hour. I don't know to what extent I have succeeded. It's not difficult to change our mind and our concept. But at the same time, if you have to shine well, you have to groom yourself, set into that. Incidentally, a good effort never fails. It always succeeds. So take the lead. You will, if not a leader, you'll be a master. If you are a master, you can always become a leader. Thank you very much. God bless everyone.